Look at this map. It looks normal, but it hides a deadly trap. Iran is encircled by natural barriers and hostile neighbors. Its geography isolates it, restricts trade routes, and traps its economy. If we zoom in here, notice the Zagros Mountains cutting through the country like a fortress wall, while the narrow Strait of Hormuz acts as both a choke point and a vulnerability. This is the fatal geography that dooms Iran's ambitions. Iran's geography is its greatest adversary. The rugged Zagros mountain range stretches over 1,500 kilometers, splitting Iran and limiting internal connectivity. These mountains act as natural barriers, but also hinder infrastructure and economic integration, fragmenting regions and complicating logistics. Furthermore, the narrow coastal strip along the Persian Gulf is Iran's only maritime outlet, centered on the Strait of Hormuz, a global choke point controlling 20% of the world's oil trade. However, this choke point also makes Iran extremely vulnerable to blockades and naval power projection. Looking north, Iran's borders with the Caspian Sea are limited and non-navigable for open seas trade, restricting access to wider trade routes. To the east lies the vast Lut Desert, a harsh buffer zone that isolates Iran from Pakistan and Afghanistan. This desert acts as a natural barrier, but also limits economic ties and regional influence eastward. Thus, Iran sits wedged between impassable mountains, narrow waterways, deserts, and hostile neighbors like Saudi Arabia and Turkey, each geographic factor restricting its strategic freedom. Iran is actively trying to mitigate its geographic disadvantages through bold strategies. Militarily, Iran leverages the mountainous terrain to build fortified buffer zones. This rugged terrain is ideal for asymmetric warfare against invading forces. Additionally, Iran invests heavily in missile and naval capabilities to control the Strait of Hormuz and threaten maritime traffic, using this choke point as strategic leverage over global trade routes. Economically, Iran is attempting to bypass maritime vulnerabilities by developing overland pipelines and rail corridors aimed at Central Asia and China, hoping to tap into the new Silk Road. Iran also pushes alliances with neighbors like Iraq, Syria, and Russia to secure alternative buffer zones and project influence into the Levant and Caucasus. However, these strategies face severe challenges: geographic isolation, economic sanctions depressing GDP, and demographic pressures from a young, urbanizing population demanding jobs and infrastructure that the terrain makes difficult to deliver. Iran's geographic trap forces reliance on defensive postures while seeking fragile external dependencies. Looking forward, Iran's geographic constraints will continue to shape its fate. The choke point at the Strait of Hormuz will remain a double-edged sword, granting Iran power to disrupt global energy flows, but also making it a prime target for international containment. Unless